Republican presidential candidate Rick Perry is about to meet with a controversial and looming presence over this White House campaign. We're talking about the real estate mogul Donald Trump. After flirting with his own presidential bid, Trump says he has a thing or two to tell the GOP frontrunner. And joining us now from New York, Donald Trump. Donald, thanks very much for joining us. You're getting ready to meet with Governor Rick Perry in a little while. You want to give us a little advance? What are you going to tell him?
Well, I don't know how exactly you found that out, but I am indeed going to be meeting with him, Wolf. And he's coming to Trump Tower, and then we're going out to dinner at John George, which is a great restaurant at another of my buildings, Trump International. And I look forward to it. I look forward to meeting him.
Have you ever met him before?
No, I've spoken to him numerous times. I have not met him.
How did this meeting come about? Did you invite him? Did he ask to meet with you? Give us a little background.
Well, I think very mutual. I have great respect for really a number of people and a number of people that are looking to run for office. And we had a big win of a very good friend of mine, Bob Turner, and I was very happy to have helped him in New York. As you know, Congressman Turner, we can soon call him, and he did a great job. Not since 1922 has a Republican won in that district, so that was a big win. And a lot of the Republican candidates for president have been calling. As you know, I was number one in the polls for a long time, including when I decided not to run as a Republican. And a lot of people have been calling and asking for different things, including support.
The key words I just heard you say, Donald, as a Republican, which obviously opens the door, maybe running as a third-party independent type of candidate. There's been a lot of murmuring about that. Is that anything at all you're considering seriously?
Well, I've always said as a Republican, and I view it two ways. Number one, if the Republicans choose the wrong candidate, which is a possibility, and if the economy continues to be bad, which I think it probably will because our leadership is not doing its job, I would consider certainly doing it as an independent. But if they pick the right candidate, I'd be very, very happy to back the right candidate.
Well, what do you think of these 8 Republican candidates? I moderated this debate the other night. What did you think of them?
Well, what I think is you did a great job as the moderator. I really think you did a fantastic job, and I did watch every minute of it, even though it was on at the same time as the Miss Universe pageant, which I own. So I shouldn't even be saying that, but I did watch Miss Universe, but I had a little bit of a delay system going. But, it was in Brazil. That was live from Brazil, and that also did very well. But I think you did a great job. I think there are just too many candidates. The stage is loaded up with people, and some of the people really, whether you like them or not, they have no chance of winning. I won't mention who, but there are candidates up there that just don't have a chance of winning, and you really want to hear from the ones that do have that chance. I guess, the old story is you never really know. You have to play it out because people can come from nowhere and all of a sudden become the candidate.
Because a lot of people think it's really a race between Romney, Perry, maybe Michelle Bachmann. Is that your sense?
Well, it's certainly looking that way, and that seems to be the thinking, and that seems to be the way the polls are. And I think it is different than the last time around where other people were leading and John McCain ended up being the candidate. I think maybe this is going to be a different scenario.
You think one of those 8 actually won the debate?
Well, I've listened very strongly to the debate, and I thought there was nobody that did a poor job, and I heard some negative things about various candidates. I won't even mention the name of those candidates because, frankly, I thought everybody did quite nicely. I didn't think there was a huge winner, and I certainly didn't think there was a loser.
Is Sarah Palin, you think, likely to run? You met with her not that long ago. Is it too late for her to jump in this ring?
Well, she's a friend of mine, and I really like her a lot. I think she's not going to run, but I just don't know, and I think nobody knows. And she is certainly a different kind of person, and I say that in a very good sense. And she is, got a different way of doing things, and maybe that's a positive. So maybe she can get in later, but it's getting a little bit late, and I think probably if she's going to do something, she's going to do it soon.
Let me quickly get your thoughts on 3 sensitive issues that came up in the debate, and tell me what you think. On the issue, Governor Perry defended his decision to go ahead with in-state tuition rates for children of illegal immigrants in Texas. He's standing by that, even though he says the executive order he signed was a mistake. He should have done it through the legislature. But what do you think of the substance of his position?
Well, I think he probably handled it right from the standpoint of what he said at the debate, and maybe it should have gone through the legislature, and if it did, I think he would have had a little bit easier time. A lot of the very conservative people are against that and very strongly against that. I guess I sort of feel that, you're either a citizen of the country or you're not. And if you're not, are we supposed to be educating children? But I can understand the other side to the equation. It's not a very simple issue, certainly. I thought he handled it fine, considering that's his view.
He also defended his decision to mandate this HPV vaccine for little girls 11 and 12 years old to protect them down the road from a sexually transmitted disease that could lead to cervical cancer. Is he right on that issue?
Well, he also said a couple of things. I'm not sure that he would have done it again. I think he sort of indicated that. But he also said that he believes in saving lives, and that's a pretty poignant statement. He believes very strongly in saving lives, and that was the way it was given to him, and a lot of people agree with him, and some people don't. Obviously, Michelle doesn't agree with him, but, there are those people that do agree with him.
Is Social Security a Ponzi scheme?
Well, it's certainly something that's in trouble, and something has to be done about it. And I've heard some very smart, very liberal people saying it's a Ponzi scheme and actually agreeing with them. So you can take, the word Ponzi is a very interesting word, and, there are lots of different definitions. But the fact is that I have heard some very smart liberal friends of mine on television say it is, in fact, a Ponzi scheme. As far as Social Security, something has to be done to save it. Social Security, Medicare, very important. Something has to be done to save it. And I think that's really what he was referring to.
Donald Trump, we're going to stay in close touch, and I'll check back with you after you meet not only with Governor Perry, some of the others as well. I know you like meeting with all these potential Republican nominees. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much, Wolf.
Just one correction. I said that he signed an executive order on the in-state tuition. He signed an executive order on the vaccine. He says that was a mistake. He should have gone to the legislature, not necessarily on, he didn't sign an executive order on the in-state tuition, two controversial issues. By the way, go to my CNN.com/Situation Room blog. I write about Governor Perry and his principled stand on some of these issues. You might be interested to read that blog today, CNN.com/Situation Room. It's just been posted. Meanwhile, new signs the fall of Gaddafi could be unleashing new terrorists just ahead. Disturbing new revelations out of the Pentagon said to be causing concern. Plus, mixed signals out of Iran about the fate of those two Americans jailed in Iran, those two hikers. Are they any closer to being released?